Hey guys, this is the Poly video 3 for the Ghost Bond XL that I put on this morning. So that was a bunch of hours ago. I really would prefer not to be making this video right now when I'm this fucking tired and ugly with such a red looking beard and such a terrible looking hairpiece. But I'll tell you what, I just had to tell you before I go to bed or whatever, this is very strong now. It's very strong. It's become strong. When you first put it on, you feel like it's useless, right? This is not the same effect as the XL, although I did apply this directly to the poly in one big thick lump, so it could have been the way I applied that. Sorry. I'm not used to using this white shit. It's just, usually you just paste some of this on and you put the thing down and just go, and you have a shower straight away and just go. This stuff, there's a lot of messing around, your finger gets all dirty and everything you touch just has hair sticking and ripping out of it and everything. But this stuff here, right, you need patience for it to dry and set. It doesn't set instantly. Even when it's dry, it's not set. It's hardening throughout the day, right? So right now, you can see how harshly I'm pushing back on that with quite a lot of force. The hairline needs a touch-up, obviously, but I'm just saying the glue itself is strong. Yank, yank, yank. That's hard. That's good strong hold there. That's very strong. Now, this is not a proper test, of course, for summertime or anything, because it's not hot. I'm just not sweating it at all. Like, the weather's great right now. It's the most comfortable temperature I think it is a human can experience. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's just coming into spring and the house temperature's good. It's like, gotta be 20 degrees or something, but not hot in any way. So this hairpiece now is just absolutely falling apart. And I was just about to come in here and rip it off, and then I saw how strong this Ghost Bond XL is behaving in this kind of environment. Now, I know this one is extremely shiny in sunshine, and it melts at 25 degrees Celsius. Whereas this one, I don't know. But anything's got to be better than the shine on this one. So therefore, if I have the patience for waiting for my hairpiece to dry onto my scalp nicely over a period of something like, I don't know, it's been about 15 hours or so. I mean, it could have set earlier than that. I wasn't checking. I wasn't doing this 5 hours ago. But I can see now that it's got a strong hold to it. Look, I feel like it's almost as if the hairs are going to rip out before the glue lets go. And I've always hated this glue because I've never really, well, to be honest, I've never really applied that during winter cold months where there's no heat or no sweat or anything going on. But given this hairpiece is totally embarrassing to wear in public, as long as I haven't, do a bit of that and then sort of walk away with it. It is falling to pieces. I've been pulling up the V-loops too much, and there are gaps in it. It looks like a mangy dog. It's like, I don't know. You can see right through the scalp all over the place. It could be a matter of just brushing it and cleaning it or something, but realistically it looks pretty fucked up. Dry it out. Not that I looked after it nicely or whatever. But the thing is, tomorrow I'm probably going to be working on finishing off this video I'm making for Swiss lace, which is going to be part of the next video. There's a little preview for you. This will be a lot shinier and nicer. This is poly with V-loops, and this is Swiss lace from Lord Hair, which I'm going to be making a nice video about. And it's really like, it's really lightweight. The hairs are very soft and pretty, right? I've cut that out. In fact, I've cut out 3 of them. Can you see the fine of that, the fineness? And then this is medium light density. I've heard people complain about medium light seeming too thick from Lord Hair in one of the previous comments I read, but I can tell you that does seem medium light to me. And when you cut it shorter, it'll seem like I can see through it completely. Like, look. You can see my face through it, right? So that's not medium. Medium is quite thick. That's not thick. That's medium light. That's what it is. So that looks delicate and pretty and realistic, and I'm willing now, whereas I wouldn't have once upon a time, to risk experimenting with this stuff. Ghost Bond XL. And don't forget I've also got Extreme and Original. And maybe I finally, despite my impatience all this other time that I've been telling you of, that I couldn't be bothered waiting for that white glue to ever dry, because I thought, shit, 10 hours is long enough. Because this stuff kind of just dries up 15 minutes and it's done. But then it melts again when it gets hot, and it's very shiny. So I've been trying to find a solution to replace this. And the solution might be that you can have glue that you've got to wait for it to cook or set, right? This could be the answer. Not that I've tested it in hot conditions. I'm just thinking acrylic would behave different from water-based, just on a chemistry level. So what I just said earlier is that I'm going to rip this off now, and I'm just going to see what it looks like to pull against Ghost Bond. Okay, this is me versus Ghost Bond. Ready? I'm pulling it. I've got it on the edge as well. Don't forget, I've got leverage over on this side. I'm pulling from the edge. Okay. I did shave my scalp properly this morning, so it won't be gripping onto any stubble or anything. Look at the stretch on that. This really doesn't want to come free. Look at the stretch. That's like double. Look, even versus this stuff, this doesn't even hold as strong as this is holding. This seems stronger than this. Look, this is Ghost Bond XL. Perfect room temperature conditions. No sweat is happening on my body, so I might as well be in a cold room for any kind of adhesive test. The other thing is just feeling this area. It's like this poly has taken all the glue with it. That feels quite nice. There's a little bit of sort of residual glue here where I overshot my hairpiece and ended up on the forehead. You can see that's starting to get a bit dirty. After 2 days, that would be just completely black, and I would have had to just get rid of it. But I'll tell you what, cleanup with white glue has got to be easier than dealing with adhesive, like acrylic adhesives. I'm just going to finish trying to pull this off now. Okay. Look at that stretch. It doesn't want to let go. Look at that. This is Ghost Bond XL. This stuff is good. I'm sorry for insulting you before. I just didn't have the patience for you. Now, I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship. And that's stretched now to fuck. I can't use that ever again. And but I'll tell you something else about short hair. The wind, it's doing this, everything. I could put a helmet on, I bet. I haven't tried that yet with the short hair. But it's just like, the hair is done. Long hair is a pain in the ass, and you've got to always worry about it. This, you look a lot better than when you're bald. But it's almost the same effort as being bald. Although being bald is more effort because you got to keep doing shaving and shit and covering up. Imagine all the shaving cuts and everything you'd get if you had to shave your head. Plus I've got a tattoo in the back of my head there. It's a gigantic swastika. It's not a swastika. It's a smiley face. But it's not the sort of thing that I'm always in the mood for showing people. This is See, for poly, I'd say that the Ghost Bond is fine. And maybe tomorrow when I do this video and I'm not so fucking tired, I'll have time to show you the Ghost Bond with the Swiss lace. Now, here's an example of when I think, oh, this shit doesn't work, right? Because even though I just peeled it off my head and it had adhesive on it, it's got zero stick. So you think, how did that even stay on in the first place? Right? And now if I put it back on, it's like zero hold. This behaves the same if you just whipped it off and you want to put it back on again, unless you've kind of got it dirty. But this, you apply it down, then you better not fucking touch it. Just let it use chemistry to adhere, because it doesn't like being played with. But it's fucking strong, as you just saw. So, I've got to get my head around proper scalp prep, which they kept talking about in all those other introductory videos from 10 years ago, and all those other things that I ignored because I was too lazy to deal with them. White glue appears to actually work now, but I did it properly, which is great, but not so great for those who've been following what I've been saying about it all these years, because I didn't have the patience. I couldn't be fucked, man. You just put this shit down, it works, but it does melt 25 degrees, and then your hairs get all, especially with lace. So this could be the solution, and I'm really hoping it's not shiny, because if it isn't shiny and I can keep that head line clear, and I use some nice Swiss lace. I'm not sure if this will be thick enough for me, but if there's no shine, it might be thick enough. I'll tell you what, it'll look realistic, because when you've got medium light density, it's like you've got a graduation everywhere. And I've already assessed the knots on this particular piece that Lord Hair have sent me, and I'll tell you what, they are flawless. There's no unbleached knots at all. They're just perfect. You'll see that video coming up. So when they put their minds to it, Lord Hair don't give you any bleach knots at all. They can actually do it perfectly, as evidenced by that. And if they get their shit together, they'll do it 100% of the time. And then they'll dominate. Because whoever does the perfect knots wins, right? Keep the price the same as everyone else, but don't fuck up the knots. Don't fuck up the V-loops. They're the two challenges for hair companies, aren't they? V-loops and bleach knots. And we can see now from this, and I can see because I'm looking at it, it's perfect. So do it like that all the time. You'll see in the video that's coming up. This is a surprise to me, this white glue being strong. I don't know how it would work when I'm sweating or anything like that. These are kind of idealistic conditions here, so not a really good test. But I'll clean this up and I'll apply Ghost Bond XL again, not now but tomorrow while I'm making that video, and I'll give a kind of instructions on how to get some of that Swiss lace from Lord Hair. They're custom, unfortunately. They don't have Swiss lace ready to go as far as I understand. You've got to do a custom order for Swiss lace hair pieces because their French lace is cheaper for them, I think. So I'm not sure exactly why. I'll have another look. I do vaguely recall being able to just click and order Swiss lace hair pieces that would come quickly and easily. because it is the best in terms of quality, not in terms of durability. In terms of durability, French lace is stronger than Swiss lace, but durability isn't what you want. You don't want to put, you know, something that's rock solid like a wig on your head, because then you can't fluff it and move it and make it realistic looking. It doesn't blend in with your scalp and everything. What you want is soft, small, thin, breakable, fragile shit, because that looks the best. And because it's so fragile and you got to replace it so often, I guess they don't mass produce it like they do with French lace, because a lot of people would just be wanting stuff that lasts for more like 6 months rather than just more like 3 months. This is my guess of how long things last. Poly, 1 month, because, well, basically when you take it off it stretches a little bit, but you could still take it off nicely and that wouldn't happen. But what you couldn't avoid is that these V-loops are always molting. Oh, I didn't that time, that's good. I did then, just then. But it happens too much, like just then. Right, see? A bunch of hairs just fell out, straight away. Whereas this stuff, these are tied in, right? I just lost a couple of hairs then, bad example. But I just cut this out, so the edge hairs are gonna fall out. And also I think you'd be more likely to lose hairs around the edge where you've cut them out. Well, you would on any hairpiece, but I'd say Swiss lace knots would be a little bit more fragile than French lace knots. I think that would depend on the hairs and the bleaching process as well. Not sure. The Swiss lace has got to be the reason Swiss lace doesn't last as long as French lace, not the hairs or the knots, because knots you'd expect to be done the same way each time. It's got to be about the base material. In this case, it's not about the base material, it's about the way it's threaded in. Because it's not knotted in, it's not tied in tightly. It's just basically just sitting there with a little hook of plastic over the top of it. Just going, just stay here for now. No, okay, see you then. Alright? Anyway, I'm tired. Can't you see how tired I am? I'm going to wipe my head clean and prepare my scalp for bedtime. And maybe watch some of the Bates Motel.